Hey guys, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. Today I'm at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport, and we're going to take a look at the 2021 Mercedes Benz GLE 63S. And I'll tell you what, we're going to do this a little different than normal, and I want your feedback on if you want to see me do my videos more along the lines of what we're going to do, because basically we're going to do a nighttime test drive so you can see the interior lights and how everything works, interior, exterior, all that kind of stuff. And we're still going to talk about the vehicle, but I'm going to talk about some of the finer points as to why you pay what you pay for an AMG model, especially this GLE 63S, and why it has the performance capabilities that it does. So make sure to tell me down in the comments if you like this, because I'll do a whole lot more along these lines if you enjoy it. Okay, promise you a nighttime test drive. So hopefully everything shows up really well as far as the ambient lighting goes, but I'll tell you what, the main thing that I want to do here is this. There is nothing like that AMG sound. Speaking of AMG, let's talk a little bit about why these AMG models tend to be somewhat expensive. Well, one of the reasons for that is because the people who want to buy these models, well, they're not really that worried about it. And it might sound kind of like a, duh, of course. But honestly, here's the reality. If you buy a vehicle like this, you're not buying it to just have as transportation. You might use it as your daily driver. It would sure make for a great daily driver. But it's really more of a lifestyle. It just fits your lifestyle. And it's just one of those things to where I know not all of us can necessarily experience that, but that is how this tends to work. But then again, let's get to the other reasons why these models cost what they do. Of course, you've got the engine that is hand-built by one person. One man, one engine is what that's called. And what that literally boils down to is the fact that one person literally assembled the entire engine. And I'm showing you the nameplate on the engine. If you want to know if one of these models has a engine that is part of the one man, one engine program, well, all you have to do is look on the top of the engine. And if you see that plate that has a signature on it, then you're going to know that is the case. And of course, you have 4MATIC here. In this particular case, it's actually 4MATIC Plus. Let's see if we can get some downshift crackles. Not getting as much as I wanted, but I'm not really driving into the downshifts like I would like to. We'll do that as we get a little further down the road here and have a little more privacy. That's why I'm taking the test drive route that I am, which is my favorite route, of course. But 603 horsepower is what this model is putting out. It is a 4-liter bi-turbo V8. Plenty of power, 9-speed automatic transmission that you can shift with the shifter paddles on the steering wheel if you so desire, and of course multiple driving modes. I'm in Sport Plus. And you have a lot of great exterior features. Of course, you've got the Pan Americana grille, those AMG wheels, the AMG exhaust. Just give you a little example of what that is like. I wish you could have the experience. If you've never had the chance to ride in one of these high horsepower AMG Mercedes Benz models, or anything that is high performance, that punch in the gut you get from the high horsepower and high torque. It's just unreal. But let's talk a little bit more about the 4MATIC system, the all-wheel drive system. 4MATIC is just all-wheel drive in Mercedes-Benz terminology, but what exactly does that do? Well, in the case of these models, basically what it does, even if you don't drive like I do, and I love stepping on the pedal, even if you don't do that when you're driving around, if you just drive around normally and keep your foot out of it, it's still going to help you in a tremendous way because of how it distributes power and keeps the car on the road, or the SUV in this case, the GLE 63S. Basically what it boils down to is this: it's going to send power where it needs to go at the appropriate time. So if one wheel spins, it's going to send power away from that wheel to the other wheels. In fact, it can even go to rear wheel drive only if it needs to. And it's just such a great feeling of stability that you can accelerate out of a corner like this with no problem. Whereas the way the suspension is tuned, especially in Sport Plus mode, you can do that kind of thing. You can drive very aggressively. And here's the cool thing: if you see the screen right here, I have the telemetry up there to tell you what the vehicle is actually doing. And it does have the track app where you can literally, it's kind of interesting to see what it does. If you bring it up, it'll tell you that there are no racetracks within the area where you live, or if you want to search for one, you can do that. You can also put it in a mode that allows you to time yourself in a quarter mile. I mean, it is absolutely unbelievable what these vehicles can do in this day and age. It just makes you wonder what's coming in the future. And those are just some of the major components. And what I'm about to do is nothing unusual. This is not out of the ordinary for a Mercedes model, but see how the ambient lighting is changing? And if I go up, it's going to turn red. So I'm basically turning the temperature down or up, and depending on which direction you go with that will determine what color the lights turn. But you can also use the MBUX system to change the color of the ambient lighting. Let's say that correctly, ambient lighting, by doing this. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Turn the ambient lighting to blue.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
Blue actually shows up a lot better. Tell me down in the comments, do you like that better? Does it show up better on your screen or on your phone, on your computer, whatever you're watching on, than the red? We can try a couple of different colors. Hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
Turn the ambient lighting to green.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
I don't know that I like that as much. We're going to go back to the blue. Hey Mercedes. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help?
Turn the ambient lighting to blue.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
So we'll stick with that for now. And of course, as you would expect, absolutely superb handling. The steering wheel is ultra comfortable. You've got all the common features and just so many great bells and whistles here. Great functionality, very easy to use. And if you watch me regularly, forgive me for saying this, I know I say this a lot, but if you're stepping into a vehicle like this for the first time, maybe you haven't had a new vehicle for say 15 or 20 years or whatever it's been, and you're saying, man, I'm not so sure I want to learn all that technology. That seems kind of a bit scary. It's not. Believe me, it's very easy to learn, very easy to use, very easy to adapt to. In fact, the easiest thing I can tell people is if you can learn your smartphone, you can learn the MBUX system. And there are tutorials within the system itself. In fact, if you want to learn about your Mercedes-Benz vehicle and you have the MBUX system, you can go into the owner's manual to animations and actually see literal animated videos of how to use different features of your vehicle. Let's do one more little pull here. That sound is just addicting. I'll tell you what, that is what I love about the Mercedes Benz AMG line, especially with the V8 engine, because you just get that throaty sound. You can feel and hear the power without a problem. In fact, it would be kind of fun to see what that sounds like from a distance, but honestly, I guess if I had a choice, I'd rather hear it from right here in the driver's seat. I definitely want to say a special thank you to my friends at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport for being kind enough to loan me this GLE 63S for this video. It's just so much fun. I just can't say enough about how much I enjoy driving these models and just being able to take advantage of the great technology, the engineering, the handling, the horsepower, just every little bit of it. Boy, that was fun. That was just plain fun. So tell me down in the comments, what do you want to see me feature in future videos? Sometimes what people ask for is something I can't necessarily get my hands on, but if I can, I most certainly will. And who knows, working on possibly making a road trip somewhere in the near future to do some vehicles that I haven't done before because I just can't find them in Northwest Louisiana. But I hope tonight's video, or today's video, this video, depending on what time you're watching, has given you a vision for your next vehicle. Thanks for taking the time to watch, guys. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.